Well, hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a case that I have a big feeling that you guys are going to have a strong feeling one way or another. Imagine checking your home security camera in the middle of an overnight shift and seeing an unfamiliar, claimed, allegedly adult man entering the house with your 13-year-old daughter alone. So you rush home, you arrive carrying a pew-pew, and when you finally get inside, police say you find a 20-year-old hiding beneath your daughter's bed. But what allegedly happened next is what has been dividing the country. Kendra Scott reportedly ordered the young man out of the bedroom and toward the front door. Moments later, one pew-pew was fired. Morton was found outside near the front porch with a fatal wound to the back of his head. Scott allegedly told police, quote, "I did what I had to do." Now, there is a lot more to this story that I'm going to talk about on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like.
Thank you, Army Wife. Appreciate ya.
I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my clothes, forever divine. Clutched and pearls.
Hold up, lights on, chat in the room, another late night and another headline blooming. Coffee gone cold, but the story got heat, and one little detail keep tapping my screen. Coming in clutch, and the timeline bends. We don't just scroll, we connect loose ends. Somebody said, nah, that's probably enough. But the chat said, Justin, we're coming in clutch. Run that back, don't rush that part. Something fell wrong from the very first start. Different day, same shaky excuse, and the
Thank you,
math
Baby
ain't
Red.
nothing when we check
Appreciate
the
you, babe.
proof. I'm not here to play detective for fame. I'm here when the story starts changing names. One clip, one call, one post too much, and the whole room knows we're coming in clutch. Coming in clutch. Yeah, the facts stay loud. Truth don't hide when we bring the crowd. Screens lit up and the chat don't sleep. We dig real deep where the stories get steep. Pearls in the chat, lights in the back. Somebody better explain why the story went flat. You can dodge one question, maybe dodge two. With the internet clock, what you said don't cue. Wait. Say that again, you said it was there, then it wasn't back then. You said you forgot, but the record got saved. Now the chat's wide awake and the room just changed.
Coming in clutch when it all gets strange. When the facts get buried and the tone starts change. We don't need drama, the truth does enough. That's why they pull up, we're coming in clutch.
Late night crew, yeah, we built this thing. One live stream turned to a whole damn ring. Members in green miles holding it down. Whole chat moving like a small town crowd. No fake hype, no lazy spin. Just one more clue and we're back again. If it don't sit right, we don't let it slide. We put the detail right up on live.
Coming in clutch, say it one more time. Whole room locked on the very next line. From the first red flag to the final touch, you know where to be, we're coming in clutch.
When the screen fades out and the night gets still, somebody somewhere knows truth comes real. We'll be right here when the next facts drop. Coming in clutch and we don't just stop.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. And your time is very, very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is August 6th, 2026. It is currently 6:56 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Good to see everyone. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Tonight we're talking about a case, and guys, you're going to have an opinion on this one. I guarantee it, one way or another. And I don't know what my opinion is, to be quite honest with you, because I still think we're not being told everything. And our friend Brian Enton did, he's the one that I learned the story from, to be quite honest with you, but I've been digging into this all day, and there has been some either friends and family members that have spoke out that are saying something completely that we're not getting the whole story. I'll just say that. And I'm going to show you that. Of course, we're going to look at what Brian says, and his attorney. So before we get started, if you would be so kind and please do me a big favor and hit that thumbs up button, would greatly appreciate that, or double tap on the screen if you're on your mobile, the mobile feed. And if you would consider sharing this live out, hit that share button, copy that link, drop it in any of your favorite social media. And if you would consider hyping this video, you get 3 hypes a week on YouTube. And guess what? If you don't use it, you lose it. They are absolutely free. And you have to do it after the live stream on a mobile device, your phone, your tablet, or anything that is mobile. It's so good to see everyone in here. I've been following this story. Glad you're looking into it. I immediately was like, oh my God, I got to cover this. So, because when I first heard it, I was like, girl, bye, but then I was like, I don't know. So, and especially after heard from some family members and some friends. Yeah. Army wife, so good to see you. Thank you so much, my dear. Really appreciate the support. Thank you so much, my friend. Baby Reds, thank you for the floating heart. Thank you, Army wife, for the silver star. Thank you for the floating heart. Forget me not, the goat. The goat. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Forget me not. Much love to you, my dear. Really appreciate you. Patty Wine, thank you so much for the gold coin. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Marigold, thank you for the finger heart, my dear. Appreciate you. Very kind of you, Marigold. Good to see you, my friend. And Catherine, thank you so much for the silver star, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you all for your support, guys. Really do appreciate you. Oh, Pam, I hope you're feeling better, my dear. Okay, where do we start? So let me first introduce to you guys who we're talking about here. Okay. So this right here that you see, this is Kendra Scott. She is the mother that was working at FedEx, and her doorbell or her camera alarm went off, and she claims that she saw 20-year-old Rodderius Morton in the house, and she claims from reporting that he was a stranger. Okay. And she comes home. Thank you, Carter. Appreciate you very much, hon. She comes home and she tells this guy who is seemingly doing something with her 13-year-old daughter. Now, Darius is 20 years old, and she shoots him. She pew-pews him, right? Well, nothing wrong, in my opinion, right there. I mean, did it have to go to that level? It's best not to, always. But she says, quote, she had to do what she had to do, end quote. However, there's another part to this story. And Darius is special needs. Darius is special needs. And he has the mind of about a 12-year-old. And so that really, really changes things, in my opinion. Now, we're gonna talk a little bit what Brian says, but I've got even more things that I have found much deeper that kind of even shows a different side of this to what Brian is reporting. He did some amazing reporting on that. But I've got some things that points to maybe Darius wasn't maybe they knew Darius, and Darius came over quite a while, and potentially there's alleged that Kendra knew Darius and the daughter was together. Yeah. So it's one of those things. And when I immediately heard it, I thought, well, that's bad, but what he was doing was bad, and this is a mom protecting her child. And then Darius was allegedly under the bed whenever Kendra got there. And if he's under the bed, he's, you can hold a pew-pew to him so he doesn't move. If he's under the bed at that time, he's not in a fighting kind of position as well. So there's that. It's really, yeah. So it's really something, guys. So we're going to go, I'm glad Brian is talking about this because he'll bring a big light onto this. But I've got a lot more we're going to talk about here. Is it E-N-T-O-N? E-N-T-I-N. E-N-T-I-N. Mods, if you would be so kind and put Brian's link in chat. I'm sure most of you are subbed up to Brian already, but regardless, I think we need to put this right there, and we need to put this right there. Okay. Y'all ready for this? Thank you, Beauty Lover, for the makeup brush. Appreciate you very much. Good to see you, my friend. Lisa, thank you. Let's meet the goal. 9 more to go. Let's go. Thank you so much, Lisa Marie. Appreciate you very much. Thank you for your support. Does mean so much to me. Carter, thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate you. Good to see you, Beauty Lover. And thank you again for that makeup brush. Really appreciate you. Why didn't she call the police? Well, her attorney, Brian speaks to the attorney and with all of this, and so it's very, very interesting. It's one of those cases where I truly just am not sure. Give me 1 second so I can give Brian the credit in the description for the replay. Make sure you sub up to Brian. I'm sure some of you already watched some of this today, but I've got more on this that kind of goes farther out than what Brian has reported so far, and it kind of tells another side of it. So let's see. Here we go. Thank you for the sun balloon. Appreciate you always. Thank you so much, girlfriend. Good to see you. Really appreciate the support. Thank you so much, my dear. How you doing? I was quick to side with mom, but I'm questioning things now after hearing he wasn't a 20-year-old level. Yeah. I don't know. I can truly... This is the thing. And what I'm going to tell you guys here in a little bit, if mom already knew him, the 20-year-old, Mr. Darius, then that's going to really change things for me. And I'll let you guys hear about that because it's something. Thank you for the jamming. We be jamming. Love you, darling. Appreciate the support. Truly do. Thank you. I think I would have done the same thing. I don't think the mom knew who he was. I don't know. I'll let you decide. And there's family and friends that are speaking out, and you can hear more from them and let you decide on this.
Really, really appreciate everybody for watching. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed. You know, some stories are just not clear cut, and many times they make the most interesting things to kind of dive into because it's tricky. And I just finished a conversation with the attorney for Kendra Scott. Probably never heard that name before, but I think it's an important story. It's not getting a lot of coverage. And I'm going to play my full conversation with the attorney in a second. But the deal with Kendra is she is a 36-year-old FedEx employee. She lives in Memphis, Tennessee.
So FedEx is huge in Memphis, right? And there's a lot of people that work for FedEx in Memphis.
Her attorney tells me that she was at work at FedEx.
No joke.
And then in the middle of the night, she gets an alert from her Ring camera, the attorney says. And the video shows a stranger was in her home with her 13-year-old daughter. So she freaks out, according to the attorney, as you can imagine. And she's at FedEx. She's working the overnight shift. A lot of people work at FedEx, by the way, in Memphis, big plant there. That's like where they sort all the packages and stuff. So she races home. She sees a stranger on the Ring camera, races home because her 13-year-old daughter is home. And she found a 20-year-old man hiding under her 13-year-old daughter's bed.
Okay, so you hear that and you think this is a mom who's scared out of her mind right now, right? There's this fucking stranger. And listen, this is not a gated community, right? This is a lower to middle class, I would say lower neighborhood. There is bars over a lot of the windows. You know, it's a mom. She's working her ass off. She's trying to feed her family. And this guy, she don't know who allegedly, she doesn't know who he is. There's more. Just wait. It's a soap opera already. So, of course, she's going to defend her daughter. Who wouldn't? Right? Joanne, thank you so much, my darling, for the hiding jewel. Appreciate you very much. I guess the daughter let him in. Well, I got a lot more on this, so I'm telling you, just hang tight.
Now, the attorney says that the 13-year-old girl met this man online and that they were likely involved in some kind of sexual activity.
Okay, so mom says she met this guy online. There was some sort of activity. So if mom knew she met this guy online, then she had to know of him, right? Can we agree on that? Know of him, at least. Maybe not know him, but we'll talk more about what family and friends are saying. So there's that. Now, one thing I would say, if mom knew about this guy was messing around with the 13-year-old, or even communicating online in any sort of sexual capacity, he should have been turned in right there. Right? Period. Even if he's special needs, because someone needed to help this young man out, right? And she needed to protect her daughter. So if she knew this, in my opinion, it should have started then. That's when it should have started. Anyway.
To the point that there was even a rape kit done on the 13-year-old and that she went to the hospital. Kendra, the mom who raced home from FedEx, she was armed. She was armed with a gun. Lawyer says she had the gun in her car.
In her car, yes.
And she's accused of shooting and killing that 20-year-old man who was under her daughter's bed. Someone who was a stranger to her before this, and he was pronounced dead on the scene.
Now, just remember what Brian says right there, because someone that was a stranger to her before this. Just remember that, because later on in this live, there's going to be more to this.
And Kendra, the mom, was charged with first-degree murder.
There's Kendra.
And employing a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. According to the Memphis Police Department, Kendra told investigators she, quote, saw a dude under my kid's bed and I did what I had to do. So this mom now charged with, again, first-degree murder.
Now listen.
So the question now, and the reason I was interested in doing this episode, is that the right charge? First-degree murder. Was there premeditation? Should she even be in any kind of trouble? Because a lot of parents are probably watching this thinking, if this was my 13-year-old daughter, I may have done the same thing. So should she be charged at all? I'm going to go into my in-depth conversation with her lawyer, which he gives a lot of the details, the timeline.
Now listen.
And I think you'll be interested in the conversation. First, though, I want to play for you what a neighbor told a local reporter.
She is a good mom. She just did what she had to do for those girls. I just feel bad for her because she was trying to do everything she could for those girls. And it's, like I said, it's just an unfortunate situation that it happened like this.
I mean, you know, she's definitely a hardworking mom, and she's trying to provide for a family on a midnight shift. You know, you got to give her that for sure. Pamela, thank you so much for the Silver Star. Appreciate you very much, my dear. Okay. But some of you guys are just coming in, so you don't know it all yet. So just listen, because Brian's about to say.
Your parents do what they say. If they're not home, don't have anyone in the house that's not supposed to be there. That's just my.
So that's what one of the neighbors said. Obviously, the neighbor didn't want to show their face.
Thank you, Pam.
But there's something else before I get to the lawyer.
I agree.
That kind of complicates the situation even more.
Right here.
And it is the fact that reportedly the man who was killed, and his name is 20-year-old Rodderius Morton, he has special needs. And a local reporter spoke to Rodderius Morton's special education teacher.
He was special.
Okay. He has special needs. He's a 20-year-old body, yes, but he has about a 12 or 13-year-old brain, right? Pamela, thank you so much, my dear, for the gold coin. Appreciate you very, very much, my love. And thank you for the clutch, my darling. Appreciate you very much. Simply Real says, if anything, charge her for child neglect for leaving 3 kids unsupervised overnight. 13 years old was the oldest. Remember, Seth would leave SR overnight, call the cops. It really depends, though, the age, right? Some states, you got to check with your state. It's 13. Some states are even younger, that kids can be left alone. And it depends on the age range too. Like sometimes an 11-year-old can be left alone in certain states 3 hours or 5 hours or whatever. So thank you so much, Pam. Appreciate you, love. So it depends. Just listen, this is his special needs teacher.
And I was his special needs teacher. Unbelievable. Very, very hurt. Because the young man that I knew that most people don't know, based off of this story, they don't know him personally like I did.
People look at this and they say, well, he should have been in that situation in the first place.
And I agree. I do agree. I do not condone his actions as going and mingling with a 13-year-old. However, when you're cognitively not 20, what do you expect? And then I found out last night that from his sister, no one knew that he was gone away from the house. I just wish she wouldn't have never shot him. That's it. There were so many opportunities for her to stop and think. So many different ways that this could have had a different outcome. So many different ways. Call the police. If you got a gun, hold them there to gunpoint till the police gets there.
So what should happen now?
Yeah, that's my question. What do you guys think so far? Because I'm going to give you even more here in a minute. So, you know, what we know now, what I'm telling you, is mom says this guy came in her home, allegedly. I'm assuming the 13-year-old let him in. They were allegedly fooling around. He was supposedly under the bed at one point, I guess, when she arrived there, and it became a GUN. You know, he was found outside of the porch dead, and she said she had to do what she had to do. But the only problem is, yes, he is 20, her daughter's 13, but he has about a 12-year-old special needs mind. The family of Darius, they say that they didn't even know he was gone. And that happens too, let's be honest with you. He's 20 years old, but they you know, even though he's not a kid, the people sneak out of the house as well. So what do we think on this? To me, it's definitely not a clear cut. One thing I do think that she should not be charged with first degree premeditated. I probably think that'll be lowered in time. But Brian speaks to his attorney, which I think she needs a better attorney, in my opinion.
Are the charges appropriate if it seems this mother, in a sense, was protecting her daughter? Or could she have just ran this guy out of the house, called the cops, and not shot and killed him? She's out on bond, by the way, which I'm going to get into in this conversation. She got a $100,000 bond. So she's free right now. And I want you to listen to my full conversation with her attorney, Blake Ballin.
Hey, Blake, thank you so much for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. This case is obviously getting a lot of attention for obvious reasons. I think people are interested in sort of what really happened here. What's your understanding of what happened? If you can kind of just take me through the timeline.
We're going to get more to that, Brandy, in a second.
We're pretty early on in this case. Can tell you just a little bit about what I've learned, and certainly have to be careful about what I say based on.
No. So at the very least, she was talking to this guy online, and mom allegedly at least knew that.
Attorney-client privilege, things like that. But so what I've found out so far is that Miss Scott was at work, working like many people do here in Memphis at FedEx, and had a ring camera, and got some sort of notification on her ring camera that somebody was in her house. She knew that her 13-year-old was in the house, along with a couple of younger children. So it's like 1, 2 in the morning, and she gets this notification, and she heads home. She's a little panicked, leaves work, gets home, arms herself. I think she had a gun actually in her vehicle that she just kept there for protection purposes. Memphis is just one of those places where it's pretty dangerous, and it's not unusual for people to have weapons in their vehicles.
It's kind of a dangerous area. It is.
Ultimately finds this 21-year-old man.
21-year-old man. Serenity, thank you so much, my dear. I really appreciate your support. I understand some people think she was morally or emotionally right, but legally she was wrong. She had other options. And that's the truth. That's the truth. And you're going to see here in a little bit what I'm going to show you what others who know Kendra say what they claim she allegedly knew and didn't know. And, if you believe them and you take this into account, which again, this is very early, she's out on bail. I'm sure a lot more is going to come out about this. You might change your mind, whichever way you're at right now. Either way, this is a very tough case. If mom knew, if him had met him there, were there other ways to handle this? It is her house. It is her house, yes. But it also is going to, in my opinion, demand greatly if he was invited in, or if she knew he was coming in. And did she know, which I'm gonna play in a little bit, like I keep saying, did she know Rodderius already? So you might change your mind. Either way you're at right now.
Underneath her 13-year-old's bed. So you can imagine what happens from there.
So she works at FedEx?
Yes.
Okay, on the overnight shift?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm frankly not quite sure exactly what she did there, but
okay.
Yeah, she was overnight shift, early morning hours is when she got this notification.
Right.
And what did she see on her ring camera, from what you know?
From what I know, I'm not sure how clear it was to her who was there. I think she knew that somebody was in her house, right? And she knows that she's got young kids at home.
Did she have more than one kid there?
She does have more than one child. I'm not sure exactly how many. I think it might be 3 total.
Allegedly, 3 children were in the house, and the 13-year-old allegedly being the oldest.
And I'd have to confirm the ages. Unfortunately, I just haven't had that in-depth of a conversation with my client yet. We've only talked a few times, the first being...
Well, this is the thing. You'll hear more here in a minute, Catherine, but he was allegedly under the bed when she arrived. Now, clearly something had to happen between him being under the bed and him being found dead out on her front porch, right? So clearly there had to be some altercation.
At the homicide station, the second being in the courtroom. She is now posted bond, so we'll be able to sit down in my office and talk much more in depth pretty soon.
This last month has been so crazy. I've been on the road since Monty, and I don't different code happened to a friend. Off.
I think she was really days for her family to get together the funds to get her out, but I think she was released a couple days ago.
Okay, now remember the funds part, okay? Because I'm going to play something for you of family and friends talking about that.
Yeah, and I'll get back to the bond. I have a question about that, but have you seen the ring camera video?
I've seen parts of it, not all of it.
And the part that you saw, what does it show?
So what I've seen does not show the altercation. It shows Miss Scott coming home. She's definitely concerned about what's going on. She's not happy. She's angry. She's looking for this person that she thinks is there to rape her daughter. So yeah, I mean, she's kind of acting the way you would expect a mother to act in that situation.
This man, Rodderius Morton, did she know of him? Was there any sort of previous?
Yeah, I don't believe so.
So it was a stranger to her, from what you know?
Correct.
Okay. Do you know, has she gotten any more information from her daughter about how she knew him, or how he got in the house, that sort of thing?
Yeah, so I don't know what Miss Scott has learned since. I know what I've learned is that I think they met online, and that this 13-year-old was, as any 13-year-old can be, manipulated into a relationship with this guy. And
she had it in her car.
I think the proof's going to show that she did invite.
She had the GUN in her car. She obviously took that out when she went inside, or she went inside and then came back out and got it, one or the other. He was found deceased on the front porch. Right, and that's going to really matter as well, because if Darius was in the process of leaving, that's a whole different ballgame.
The guy over, that doesn't really change the legal analysis from my standpoint, right? I mean, it's pretty important to know, what did Miss Scott know at the time? What did she think was going on?
Don't say that.
And whether her 13-year-old daughter invited this man into the house or not, that doesn't really change our defense.
So from your understanding, she rushes home, she's seen the ring camera video, and then what happens when she gets to the house?
Listen.
So, I'm not entirely clear on all the details yet. It certainly sounds like there's
now remember, he's the attorney, so he's not going to say a
confrontation. It sounds like Miss Scott is frantically looking all over the place for this intruder. She ultimately finds him underneath her child's bed. It looks like the fatal interaction happened.
Well, I mean, leaving or escaping, either way, it doesn't necessarily matter with the law, because if someone is trying to get away from a situation, you're not supposed to put the law in your hands, right? You're supposed to let the police deal with that. Police are not even supposed to pew you when you're running from them as well.
Somewhere around the doorway, the exit to the house. I believe that the intruder ultimately, is found several steps away, I think in the front yard, and that's where they ultimately find him deceased.
Oh,
do you know? Did she?
I was told the front porch, but he's saying the front yard.
Did she shoot him outside the house?
That's what I don't know yet. I've certainly had some brief conversations with my client.
Now, if she pew-pewed him outside the house, that's going to be, again, not good for her.
About that, but
even if he was already
these
in the house.
situations as a lawyer, I like to sort of see what the independent evidence shows, oftentimes before I even talk to my client about the details. And so there should be an autopsy already performed, frankly, and so that might tell us a little bit about how close in range they were when the shots were fired. It might tell us, I guess the autopsy wouldn't, but the crime scene photos investigation will show us, is there blood in the doorway? Is it
right? Like if she was home and it was, the middle of the night and this guy was, breaking in or sneaking in and she didn't know who he was, and it would, not be that deep. But with all of these situations, it really changes things.
Is there a trail of blood leading to where he ultimately falls?
I don't think he's a good attorney.
I just don't have that information yet, and really may not have it for a while. At least in Tennessee, we're not entitled to discovery at this stage, and it could be several months before we do get the discovery.
That's right.
The ring camera, though, was that at the front of the house? From what like kind of like a front door type of thing?
Yes, front door and back door.
Okay. And so she goes in the house armed because there's a stranger, a man, and then she finds him under her 13-year-old daughter's bed. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And so after she shot him, what happened? I mean, was she arrested quickly? I mean, how did it play out after that?
Good question.
Yeah, so I believe a neighbor called 911.
Very good question. Did she try calling the daughter while rushing home? Was the daughter scared? I have a lot of questions. Well, if you listen to what I've dug in deeper, you believe family friend or whoever I'm going to show you here shortly, it'll clear up might clear up a lot, I'll just say. So I would have called the police before I even got home. Fair point, Green Eyes, fair point. I mean, nobody is saying what Darius did was right. I mean, he's 20 years old. But that being said, he has special needs. And again, if mom knew him or even knew of him, that he was talking to her 13-year-old daughter, that should have been taken care of then, in my opinion. The police called, family called, whoever. But like I said, we'll get more into that after we watch Brian here. So guys, yeah, if you're just joining me, guys, please hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciated. Doing all that good stuff.
Ms.
Thank
Scott
you guys
stays on the
for
scene.
being here.
The police arrest her. I got a call in the early morning, like 4:30 in the morning.
It's always best to not put the law in your hands. Let the police take care of it if possible. There's obviously times where you do have to put it in your hands.
From her sister, frantically saying, my sister shot somebody, we need help. So I ended up down at the homicide office with her probably around 7 in the morning. At that point, she had invoked her right to a lawyer.
I think it's a really sad situation because she is a single mom working her ass off, trying to provide for her 3 kids. Life isn't, flowers and rainbows for any of us, but it's even harder for a single mom who's working the midnight shift. And when you've got 3 kids and you're a single parent, especially, you might not know everything that they're doing. And let's just be real, right? When I was a little older than 13, but when I was 15, 16 years old, my grandma, she raised me. She didn't know everything I was doing either, right? So I think there's that. We got to be real about this as well.
We spoke, and she decided that now was not the right time to give a statement. some point in the future, whether it's a trial or later on down the road during negotiations, if it's a good idea for her to talk, she will. But certainly without having any more information than we had at the time, she decided to remain silent.
Are you surprised she was arrested so quickly? Just because I'm thinking of some other, and I don't really know sort of the vibe in Tennessee, but I live in Florida. We've had like stand your ground cases here, where people
reported online is Morton hid beneath the girl's bed after Scott, the mother, found him. She allegedly ordered him out of the house. The daughter reportedly said Morton was leaving and had reached the porch when she heard one gunshot, one pew pew. Police reported that the 20-year-old was unarmed. Scott allegedly told officers, "I did what I had to do." Does that change things for you? If he said he was leaving and he was on his way out, why is he found dead on the front yard? Right. I don't see first degree either. That's kind of like premeditated. Right. You can see she should have still called the police, right? If she should, you should always call the police if a 20-year-old's doing this, right? But the question is, did she know of Darius? Did she know of him already? That as well.
Too later, or they decided not to arrest the person. But are you surprised they made that decision so quickly, considering the circumstances?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know exactly what.
So now it's gonna break down to what was Darius doing when Kendra fired. What was he doing? If he was just leaving and the threat was being, extinguished, there was no need. Was she in her feelings? But again, I'm going to show you some things here in a little bit that some people are saying it's not over him being with the daughter at all. It's over something else. More layers.
The police knew, and they consulted with prosecutor, and I've talked
Allegedly.
to the prosecutor since about the decision, and from their standpoint, right, they've got unfortunately this dead man who's been shot in the back of the head. They do know the information about the 13-year-old. They do know why Miss Scott came home. I don't know that it's necessarily surprising to me that she was charged. It's surprising to me that she was charged with premeditated first-degree murder. I can certainly tell you that.
So it was first-degree murder and then felony firearm use. Are those the two charges?
That's a very surprise to me as well. I can't believe it's first degree.
That's correct. So in Tennessee, if you commit certain dangerous felonies with a firearm, it can enhance the penalty. It would add 6 years, essentially, to any other offense you might be convicted of.
The first-degree murder, that would mean premeditation, right?
Right. And so the key part of premeditation is that it has to be, you have to come up with this intent.
Premeditation, though, by the law standards, again, I'm not an attorney, but premeditation can happen in a twinkling of an eye, in an instant as well, right? So I'm not an attorney, but the moment she took that gun in the home could have been the premeditation, right? And then him leaving the home, if this is what the prosecutor is going to argue, in him leaving the home, he was not, you shouldn't pew someone if they're trying to flee from you. Police don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. So that premeditation could have happened the moment she left that car with the gun and he was leaving and she decided to pew anyway. In my opinion, I think that is where they are getting the premeditation, in my opinion, just based upon what I know now. Of course, that can change. So, yeah, you got to prove the intent.
Free from passion, free from excitement. And, the sort of, I guess, typical example might be, a wife thinks about and poisons her husband, right? Because she's angry with him. She wants a life insurance policy, whatever it may be. But she's making that decision in a cool, calm fashion where she's able to kind of reflect on her decision. This doesn't have those aspects to it at all, right? It's quite the opposite. It's somebody who is scared, who's enraged, who, understandably is not in any way thinking rationally. So I just don't think that this even comes close to fitting first-degree murder.
Well, just wait, Summer Breeze. Just wait, because there's people that knows Kendra that have spoken out, and so again, to me, it's, did she know him?
Is there any kind of stand your ground law in Tennessee? Because again, in Florida, it can get murky, especially if someone's shot in the back. But if someone comes in your house or on your property, you have rights to defend.
So get this. According to the arrest affidavit, Rodderius suffered a pew wound to the back of the head. He was reportedly found in the front yard near the porch. That strongly suggests he was facing away from Kendra Scott or turning away when she pew-pewed him. So.
And yourself.
Yeah, Tennessee is pretty robust. In fact, they've actually expanded some of the self-defense laws this
Nobody
year.
should be.
Originally, there's a presumption that you are fearful for your life and safety if somebody has illegally entered into your own home, or if somebody's committing a crime in your home. That even extends to your vehicle. I've had cases where somebody was being pulled out of their vehicle and shot the person in self-defense, so they benefited from that presumption. Recently, the legislature here has expanded that to you can even protect your property using deadly force.
Thank you, Mini Panthers. Really appreciate you. In my opinion, since she didn't call 911 when she saw him on camera, the daughter let him in or invited him over. I am thinking she acted like a vigilante at this point. Interesting. Okay. Thank you for that. My dear. Thank you for your support. Ashley, thank you so much. Welcome to the Pearl family. Really, really do appreciate you, my dear. Good to see you. She could use in the heat of passion for her daughter that made her sleep, and they told me she can, anybody in her home, that's a threat on the porch. I don't understand what you mean by that. Even if someone comes in your home unarmed, you can go to prison for pew-pewing them. It's up to the state or prosecutor. Yep, that is true. Yeah. Very interesting. It's a tough
force in certain circumstances. So it's a pretty, like I said, pretty broad, pretty robust stand your ground law here.
Do you think that will come into play with this case?
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly going to be
What
one
Kelly's saying?
aspect to this. Was there, and I don't know at this point who saw what. I'm not sure that Miss Scott's 13-year-old daughter really saw the shooting. I think she heard it or experienced it in some way. I just don't know that she saw it.
In this case?
I don't know if anybody saw it. But
What do you mean?
was there an altercation? Was Miss Scott trying to get this man out of her house? I don't know, and the physical evidence will help us put all that together.
Do we know what was happening before she arrived, before the mom arrived? Like, was the daughter clothed in the bed? And again, like you said, you're dealing with an adult and a child here.
Right.
Do you have any more information there?
So what I can tell you is that this child was taken to the hospital, that a rape kit was performed. She has made a report of being sexually assaulted, that she has scheduled an interview with the Memphis Police Department to discuss that. What the findings of that investigation are, I don't know yet.
Shouldn't that come into play with your client being charged? I mean, are those just totally unrelated in the eyes of the law? Because to like a normal person, they seem connected.
Going back to what's important here is what Miss Scott knew, what she thought. And so whether this man had sexually assaulted, penetrated, done anything to this child or not, Miss Scott knows that there's a man under her 13-year-old child's bed. I mean, what else could he be there for? He is clearly there to have some sort of sexual relationship with a 13.
And that's a fair point, right? That's a fair point. I mean, what else is a 20-year-old man doing there, right? I'm really trying to argue both sides here. But he has a 13-year-old mind. He has special needs as well. It can end up being M in the second degree because she could have been enraged or in the heat of the moment defense. Well, yeah, but he's also allegedly trying to flee from it as well. So, yeah. Wait till you hear
completely
some
inappropriate.
stuff.
It is
Just
rape
wait.
under the law, and whether he had completed it or not is really irrelevant when you're talking about why Miss Scott did what she did.
How is Miss Scott doing?
She was pretty emotional in court. When this first happened, her affect was kind of flat. She was kind of in shock, right? I mean, I saw her first time a few hours after this happened, and she was just, I think, trying to kind of understand what she'd just been through. When I saw her in court a couple days later, she was much more emotional, worried about getting back to her kids, tearful. So I spoke with her briefly the other day. She seemed much more at ease, much more normal, I think. She obviously has a lot of worries about her legal situation, about, what's going on with her child. But she seemed to kind of have calmed down a little bit.
Does she have any criminal history that you know of?
I am not aware of any criminal history.
Okay. The bond, $100,000, is that low? I mean, is that any kind of indication that the judge realizes that, there's more to the story here? Just because I'm thinking of like cases I've covered, first degree cases, it can be $1 million bond. I mean, it's like a really...
I don't know how far he lived. That's a very good question. I need to find that as well. That's a good point. That's a very good point. I do know that the family claims that they had no idea Darius was even out of the house. He snuck out.
High bond to make sure someone doesn't get out.
Yeah, so in Tennessee, the Constitution says you're entitled to a bond unless it's a capital case. So a lot of times first-degree murders, when the state hasn't decided if they're going to ask for the death penalty or not, there's just this weird presumption that you don't get a bond, which I don't think is really constitutional, but in practice, that's often how it happens. Then if you do get a bond, I think the average around the state of Tennessee is probably $1 million or more. This case, though, it's a little different for a number of reasons. First, the judge we didn't have a bond hearing. Although this is an adversarial process, a lot of what I do is working with the prosecutors, working with the state. So although they charged her with first-degree murder originally, after a couple of days of investigating, of thinking about this, they know, right? I mean, they know there's more to this. And so rather than saying, well, no, we're trying to give this woman life in prison and she needs to stay where she is and doesn't need to have a bond, they get it, right? I mean, they get that there's some potential defenses here, and that, what this woman did, I think ultimately they're going to agree with me that was not first-degree murder. So they agreed to a bond. We negotiated a little bit. Certainly would have liked for it to have been lower. But
I checked to see where he lived. I haven't. I'll pull some reports on that, but it says that he just lived in Memphis. It says that he just lived in Memphis. So I'm assuming he didn't live too far away. I mean, I don't know if he drove or not,
What they ultimately agreed to was $100,000. Her family indicated they could eventually come up with that amount of money, and it's not worth the risk of having a bond hearing where a judge may say, you know what, even if the state agrees to a low bond, I think she's charged with first-degree murder, and I'm setting it at $1 million.
Maybe not.
So we went ahead and agreed to that amount.
Let you listen to
so
something.
So it sounds like the prosecutors already are acknowledging that there's more to the story here.
Yeah, they are, and I think we're going to be able.
Now, listen to that, and Brian's right. There's more to this story here. There is, according to some things I want to show you.
To work towards hopefully a resolution that avoids a trial.
100,000. It'd be 10,000.
That'd be great. If we can't, then we have a lot to work with going forward if we need to have a jury trial.
The reports are that Miss Scott said after the shooting, "I did what I had to do." Mm-hmm. Is that statement something that can work to her benefit, do you think, or the opposite?
I'm not sure it really makes much of a difference. I mean, if it obviously is an admission that she committed the act, right? That she shot this guy. Why she did it is also pretty obvious, right? I mean, as a mother, I think there's some truth in the idea that she did what she had to do. And I don't think that really makes a difference in the way a jury or a way the law in Tennessee views what happened.
Do we know anything more about Rodderius Morton? Have you learned anything about him?
I have not, other than I think there was something on the local news that I didn't see anything other than like a headline that he may have had some learning disabilities. It's my understanding that this 13-year-old also has some learning disabilities, that she's involved in special education. She is hearing impaired.
Okay. And allegedly the 13-year-old has some disabilities as well, hearing impaired and stuff like that. But again, there's a lot more to this still.
So, you feel badly for everyone involved. This is tragic, and you certainly don't want anybody to lose their life for.
I also have the one second here. I also have the affidavit that we'll go over here shortly.
For any reason, but going back once again to what Miss Scott knew, she had no way of knowing whether this person was armed,
Mohawk,
was
I found that
special
case.
needs, was a genius. I mean, all she knew was that an adult was trying to rape her child, and so in her mind, that's all that matters.
Yeah, and I think most parents watching this, you can't help but sort of. Most parents put themselves in that position, and it's like you don't know what you would do. I mean, it's like it's a very
So over the last few days, I've gotten dozens of emails from random people around the country. I've handled certainly a handful of cases that have gotten national news, but this is the most I've ever had anything like this, where just random strangers
You can
from
kinda tell.
California, from New York, from Florida are just reaching out and emailing me, wanting to support Miss Scott, saying they understand, saying, "Oh, I've been in a position like this," and just somehow I was able to hold this person at gunpoint, and every fiber of my body wanted to shoot this person. I'm glad I didn't, but I understand. I wanted to. So there are a lot of people out there who to really get what she went through and want to help and support her.
Have you had any cases like this before?
Trying to think, not specifically with somebody being found under a child's bed.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
So if you want to watch the rest of Brian on that, make sure you watch the rest of Brian on that. Okay, so there, like I said, is a lot more to this, and people have spoken out that we are going to get to. But before that, I want to show you this police affidavit. This happened on July 16th. A few weeks ago. And this is for Kendra Scott on July 16th, 2026. Let's see here. On 7/16/2026 at 1:40 a.m., Memphis Police Department responded to a pew-pewing at 3043 Travis Road in Memphis, Tennessee. When officers made the scene, they located a male tentatively identified as Rodderius Morton in the front yard near the front porch, unresponsive, suffering from a pew-pew wound to the back of the head. MFD Engine 36 made the scene, and Lieutenant, we'll call him Rob, 115 pronounced Rodderius Morton deceased at 1:59 a.m. MPD officers spoke to Kendra Scott, who told the officers that she had came home, quote, saw a dude under my kids, end quote, bed, and I, quote, had to do what I had to do. Officers also spoke with the next door neighbor at 3041 Travis Road or Street, who advised that he heard banging and came outside and saw Kendra Scott with the pew-pew going into her house. He went back inside and shortly after heard one gunshot at 3043 Travis Street, and Kendra Scott standing in the front yard saying, quote, I shot him, end quote, still holding the pew-pew. Kendra Scott was detained and brought into 170 North Main Side office for further investigation, where she was read her advance of rights, and she invoked her rights. A juvenile from 3043 Travis Scott Road, who was a witness, was brought to 170 North Main Homicide Office for further investigation and gave investigators a statement that excuse me, that Rodderius Morton was invited by this juvenile, and he came in through the back door of the residence at 1 a.m. At around 1:20 or 1:30 a.m., Kendra Scott comes home and was knocking loudly at the front door yelling, "Who's in my house?" The juvenile stated that she was scared of Kendra Scott because she had a gun in her hand and was angry, yelling, and told the juvenile in the past that Kendra Scott hold on, and has told the juvenile in the past that Kendra Scott, quote, sees a boy in my house and I will put a hole in his ass, end quote. Kendra Scott, because she has a gun, and let me see how this is kind of blurry. Because she has a GUN and was in her hand and was angry and yelling, and has told the juvenile in the past that Kendra Scott sees a boy in my house, quote unquote, I will put a hole in his ass. Once the juvenile let Kendra Scott in through the front door, Rodderius Morton was found hiding under the bed in the juvenile's room. As Rodderius Morton was leaving the residence with his belongings that did not include a weapon, Kendra Scott repeatedly was yelling, "Get out of my house, bitch," quote, end quote, and Rodderius Morton, and at Rodderius Morton, he was telling him, "Get out of my house, bitch." And when Kendra Scott and Rodderius Morton got into the front porch, the juvenile heard one pew-pew, one GUNSHOT. Officers located a 9mm spent shell casing in the front porch at 3043 Travis Road, and a Smith & Wesson MP 9mm. It's got the model black hand GUN in the front yard near 3041 Road. These items were photographed and collected by CSI. Okay. So, thoughts? Clippy, thank you so much for the gold coin, my darling. Appreciate you very much. Lisa said, see, she's wrong for this. His back was towards her. I mean, this is the thing. If I do agree with that. I don't agree with what he was doing, that's for sure. But if she was saying, "Get out of my house," and he was leaving, you don't shoot him once he's outside. Not good for mom. Guys, we have 424 watching, and we only have like 170 thumbs up. Please hit that thumbs up button or double tap that screen. Become a member, all the good things. Okay, now y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Okay, so one of Kendra's close friends, I think her name's Kiki, speaks out. She was on a TikTok live, and she speaks out. And this is some of her account of what she says and was going on. This is her account of that.
Phone call. It was from her cousin. They were saying that she had got arrested. At that time, nobody knew exactly what had happened. They just said she got arrested and they needed some bun money. At that point, I had cashed out $1,500. I'm thinking it's just for some DV shit with one of her niggas, which is typical normal shit, right? So then when I got the phone call back, they was like, "Oh, I'm gonna say her daughter's name. She said, "I'm respect that." She unalived him. Okay, well, the bitch ain't getting the bun. So everybody just held off till we heard more. For one, it wasn't no sneaking in. She knew of their relationship. They had been dating going on 2 years. Okay, he was able to come to the house and do everything.
Did you fucking hear that? Did you hear that? What she is claiming? When you think this soap opera can't get any crazier, the fuck? Yeah. She claims that Darius she knew who Darius was, that the two with the, I guess I'm assuming the daughter, they had been dating 2 years. And remember when Brian said, it seems like prosecutors, he told the lawyers, that says that there's more. So I said, don't make a decision yet, folks. I was washing dishes. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a rose garden. Yeah. Boom, I couldn't wait for Justin to get this part. It gets worse, in my opinion. Y'all, I mean, this is... I'm just going to play that little part back. Okay?
Lived him. Okay, well, the bitch ain't getting the bun. So everybody just held off till we heard more. For one, it wasn't no sneaking in. She knew of their relationship. They had been dating going on 2 years. Okay? He was able to come to the house and do everything. However, she had told him he could no longer come over there because she wanted him to pay her light bill. He didn't have the money.
She said, according to her, that he didn't want her over there no more. She wanted him to pay the light bill. And you notice in the affidavit that I read there, it said he collected his things. He collected his things. And I thought, well, maybe he brought things over or whatever, but I wondered, like, did he have things in the home already?
So she told her daughter he cannot come over here no more until that motherfucker give her some money. Okay? She didn't steal her mama credit card. Her mama got him the Uber because she lied like he was finna bring her cash. That's all he had, cash. He wasn't able to cash out, Zelle, none of that.
Hold on, what?
Motherfucker give her some money. Okay? She didn't steal her mama credit card. Her mama got him the Uber because she lied like he was finna bring her cash. That's
so allegedly mama got him an Uber to bring him over. To bring him over to the house with their card because he said he just had cash to pay the light bill. So allegedly, they saying that the way I take it is Kendra, the way I understand it, the one that pew-pewed him, actually bought him an Uber to let Darius come over. Got him an Uber. And he said he only had cash. So to pay the light bill, and he couldn't use the Uber because he didn't have a card or whatever. And from what I am understanding, she is allegedly saying that Darius stole her card to use the Uber, whenever she's saying she used her own card to bring him over. So, yes, he worked. He worked for... Oh, damn. What was it? Hold on. What was it? 1 second. I'll tell you in a second.
All he had cash. He wasn't able to cash out, Zelle, none of that. All he had was cash, right? However, that's why he made it there when she's there so she can get the bread. That's why it's 30 minutes apart. It wasn't no, she was trying to sneak him in and get him there before the mama got home. No, he just arrived literally because it takes about 15, depending on if you in Cordova, it takes about 30 minutes for you to get back to that side of town. Okay, that's how long it took. She got there. He didn't have the money.
Oh,
that's when he ran. They get into an argument.
Actually, I don't know if he worked or not. I can't tell you that. I thought he did, but it doesn't say. I was thinking of something else actually. So, just listen to that little part again.
Mama got home. No, he just arrived literally because it takes about 15, depending on if you in Cordova, it takes about 30 minutes for you to get back to that side of town. Okay, that's how long it took. She got there. He didn't have the money. That's when he ran. They get into an argument. He ran into her room, shut the door.
Yes.
He got up under the bed. She talking. That's when she got the gun. When I got the phone call, it was from her cousin.
Okay. Now, there's some other parts. Let me see here. Let me find it. 1 second. Let me find the other part. I think this is it. Let me check.
Get the fuck out of my house, all this and that. He said a few words, turned around and walk out. That's when she did what she did. The reason why they're trying to get her for premeditated murder is because the daughter ended up showing the text messages where she said, if he come back to my house and...
Wow.
Yeah, she
So it's not... Yes, the predator thing.
He should be in jail.
So, if the text messages does say that, now I want to make it clear what the affidavit says, and it says, quote, Kendra Scott, quote, sees a boy in my house, I will put a hole in his ass, end quote. Now, that doesn't say it's a text message. That's what's coming from the 13-year-old girl's account. But I just want to put that out there.
That's an issue, yes. But however, the mama was condoning the shit that's been going on over
Yes, the mama needs to be in jail.
Nothing to her. We can't say nothing because that ain't our child. We can't do none of that. That ain't our business. However, we can say how that shit is disgusting, but if you allowing it, you would allow it. She was allowing it because it was making her stay at home and watch the other kids. As far as her having a job and 2-3 jobs, Kiki ain't never held down no job. Yeah, she worked at Amazon. Her real name Kendra, but we call her Kiki. She worked odd jobs here and there, but bitch ain't never held down no job for real, for real.
Okay. I need y'all's thoughts on this, honey. I need y'all's thoughts because this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. 1 second here. I'm trying to find something. July 13th. I don't even know, y'all. Damn, why do these people post 9,000 times a day? 1 second here. July 30th? Hold on. Bear with me. I gotta scroll down and scroll down. 1 second here. Ooh, it's storming. July 30th. Almost there, I think. Okay, is that it? Let me go to this. One second.
A few words, turned around and walk out.
Okay.
My cousin. They were saying that she had got arrested. That time, no.
1 second. Oops. Okay, this is Kendra. Okay, these kids are too grown for me, my baby. Oh, can't play that music. These kids are too grown for me. The kids these days are grown and very disrespectful. 13-year-old daughter posted messages on TikTok of her 20-year-old boyfriend that her mother unalived, stating that she's sorry and she's mad at her mother. Girl, your mother put her life on the line for you, and now she's fighting a case because you wanted to invite this boy into your house. You know, this is the thing, like, if she knew this and she allowed this boy to, like, she wanted him to, if she wanted him to do this, like, to watch the other kids, and she allowed him to be there previously, it wasn't just some stranger, right?
They were saying that she had got arrested. At that time, nobody knew exactly what had happened. They just said she got arrested.
This is more of it, I think.
At that point, I had
Might
cash out
repeat some of it.
$1,500. I'm thinking it's just for some DV shit with one of her niggas, which is still normal shit, right? So then when I got the phone call back, they was like, oh, she didn't underline to do her. I'm not going to say her daughter's name. She's still mine. I'm respect that. She unalive.
Thank you, Joan. Thank you, baby.
Okay, but the bitch ain't getting the bun. So everybody just held off till we heard more. For what, it wasn't no sneaking in. She knew of their relationship. They had been dating going on 2 years. Okay, he was able to come to the house.
And okay, so especially the 13-year-old girl, she's supposedly a little special needs herself, and she's 13. If they had been dating 2 years, that's 11 years old. I just want you to think about that.
House and do everything. However, she had told him he could no longer come over there because she wanted him to pay her light bill. He didn't have the money. So she told her daughter he cannot come over here no more until that motherfucker give her some money. Okay? He didn't steal her mama credit card. Her mama got him the Uber because she lied like he was gonna bring her cash. That's all he had, cash. He wasn't able to cash out, steal none of that. All he had was cash, right? However,
so was the mom really mad about her being lied to? That I just bought you an allegedly, according to this friend, I just bought you an Uber to bring you over here when you lied to me because you was supposed to pay my light bill and you laying up with my daughter? Or was she really upset and really didn't know this guy?
that's why he made it there. She told him she was on the way home. He could be there when she's there so she can get the bread. That's why it's 30 minutes apart. It wasn't no, she was trying to sneak him in and get him there before the mama got home. No, he just arrived literally because it takes about 15, depending on if you Cordova, it takes about 30 minutes for you to get back to that side of town.
Listen.
Okay, that's how long it took. She got there. He didn't have the money. That's when he ran. They get into an argument. He ran into her room, shut the door. He got up under the bed. She talking. That's when she got her cousin.
Okay.
They were
Now, my question is, Kendra, also known as Kiki, the door was locked and she couldn't get in the house. She couldn't get in the house. So why couldn't she get in the house of her own home? I don't understand that at all. like at all. And this one, let me see it. Let me find this. 1 second. There's another one here. One second. Here we go.
I got the phone call. It was from her cousin. They were saying that she had got arrested. At that time, nobody knew exactly what had happened. They just said she got arrested and they needed some bun money. At that point, I had cashed out $1,500. I'm thinking it's just for some DV shit with one of her niggas, which is typical normal shit, right? So then when I got the phone call back, they was like, oh, she didn't unalive the dude, I'm not going to say her daughter's name because she's still a minor. I'm respect that. She unalived him. Okay, well, the bitch ain't getting the bun. So everybody just held off till we heard more. For what, it wasn't no sneaking in. She knew of their relationship. They had been dating going on 2 years, okay? He was able to come to the house and do everything. However, she had told him he could no longer come over there because she wanted him to pay her light bill. He didn't have the money. So she told her daughter, he cannot come over here no more until that motherfucker give her some money, okay? He didn't steal her mama credit card. Her mama got him the Uber because she lied like he was finna bring her cash. That's all he had, cash. He wasn't able to cash out, Zelle, none of that. All he had was cash, right? However, that's why he made it there. She told him she was on the way home. He could be there when she's there so she can get the bread.
And they're going to be text messages if she said, I'm on my way home. I'm going to get the bread. Do you know that, Lisa? She didn't cash out $1,500. Do you know that? No. She did. She cashed out $1,500 for bond to get her out. She thought it was just trying to get her friend out. That's what it is. The friend, she thought her friend was in jail and she needed some bond money. She didn't know what it was about. And then she was told, well, she done pew-pewed Darius.
That's why it's 30 minutes apart. It wasn't no, she was trying to sneak him in and get him there before the mama got home. No, he just arrived literally because it takes about 15, depending on if you in Cordova, it takes about 30 minutes for you to get back to that side of town. Okay, that's how long it took. She got there. He didn't have the money. That's when he ran. They get into an argument. He ran into her room, shut the door. He got up under the bed. She talking. That's when she got the gun.
Now, for instance, if, man, so if he's mentally handicapped, isn't that taking advantage of him? Yeah, it could be. It very well could be. It very well could be. Kendra Scott case, court documents, and family statements.
My baby.
This is Kendra's.
I don't wish this on nobody. Who do you think the responsibility falls on?
That's Kendra's Scott's, that's Darius's mom, I think.
Thank you, my baby. I don't wish this on nobody. Who do you think the responsibility falls on in a case like this? This case out of Memphis, Tennessee, where 36-year-old Kendra Scott was charged in shooting 20-year-old Rodderius Morton. Now, reading through the arrest affidavit, and you may have to zoom in, it looks like Kendra's 13-year-old daughter invited Rodderius over around 1 a.m. Now, Kendra wasn't home, but was aware that somebody was snuck in. When she got home, banged on the door, got in the house, she realized Rodderius was hiding under the bed. Rodderius was found in the yard, supposedly shot on the porch. Rodderius' family's coming out and saying that he was mentally delayed and that he was very young-minded, saying that Kendra didn't even know how old Rodderius was, that she would have shot him anyway. One of Rodderius' special ed teachers came out with some thoughts of her own on him. His family said they're not trying to excuse his behavior if he knew that she was 13, but they're also saying that she could have easily lied about her age. However, on the other side of that,
You know something, this is the thing. sounds to me like both sides of the family knew that this was going on. You can't be with someone for 2 years and you're in both sides of the family not fucking know. It's very sad.
That I've seen people point out some comments that he's left on other very young looking girls' social media pages, specifically this one being Kendra's daughter. A woman publicly came out and said that she gave Kendra's daughter a ride home. Thank you, Mom.
Okay. So. Let's go to this. This is messy. This is messy.
I spent 21 years with CPS, and I'm going to give you my take on the unaliving of the 20-year-old that was in the house with the 13-year-old that was unalived by the 13-year-old's mama, because some of y'all got it twisted. I'm frustrated. Now, your auntie don't normally come on here for public service, and now I spent 21 years.
Okay, what's this about? My baby, what does that say? My baby, broken heart, something, can't hide it. The internet can't stop talking about Kendra Scott case, and after reviewing the available information, I have a lot to say as someone who's been with CPS child welfare. I wanted to offer my perspective. Watch the full video. Oh, she's a YouTuber. Okay, I'll look at that in a little bit. Okay, here we go.
It's in the case of a Memphis mother accused of shooting and killing a man she says she found hiding under her daughter's bed. In court this morning, Kendra Scott, who is charged with first-degree murder, had her bond set at $100,000 and was also ordered not to have contact with the victim's family. Memphis police say when they initially arrived to the scene last week, the victim, Rodderius Morton, was found dead near the home's porch after he had been shot in the back of the head. WREG's Shay Arthur is live tonight after speaking with a former teacher of Morton's and what she wants people to know about him. Shay?
Hey, Stephanie. Yeah, she says this case could have been handled so many other ways, not ending with a 20-year-old man being killed.
Perkins says she's the former middle school teacher of Rodderius Morton, who Memphis police say was shot and killed early last Thursday morning in the Walker Homes neighborhood. She said Morton had learning disabilities.
He was special needs, and I was
outspoken and respectful, shocked by his death.
Unbelievable. Very, very hurt because the young man that I knew that most people don't know, based off of this story, they don't know him personally like I did.
In court paperwork, an underage girl told police Morton came to her house early Thursday morning through a back door.
More.
Her mother, Kendra Scott, then showed up banging on the door, yelling, "Who was at my house?" Scott says she went inside and found Morton hiding under the girl's bed. Police say as Morton was leaving the home unarmed, he was shot somewhere near the front porch. Detectives discovered he had a gunshot wound to the back of his head. The girl told police her mother has told her in the past if she discovered a boy in the home, he would be faced with violence.
People look at this and they say, well, he should have been in that situation in the first place.
And I agree. I do agree. I do not condone his actions as going and mingling with a 13-year-old. However, when you're cognitively not 20, what do you expect? And then I found out last night that from his sister, no one knew that he was gone away from the house.
Perkins believes Morton thought the girl was older and didn't understand the law.
I just wish she wouldn't have never shot him. That's it. There were so many opportunities for her to stop and think. So many different ways that this could have had a different outcome. So many different ways. Call the police. If you got a gun, hold them there to gunpoint till the police gets there.
Yeah, and Stephanie, Scott is due back here in court next month. For your news leader, we're live downtown tonight. Shay Arthur, WREG.
Y'all, I got some more video on this. You sent me something? Okay, thank you, honey. Y'all ready? Here we go.
I feel that everybody had a role to play in this. Nobody, the 20-year-old,
This is that
like I
friend
said,
again.
unalive and ass wrong. The mama, she wrong about how she went about doing it. If she would have blew him down in the house when he was hiding under the bed, then that would have been a different story. But the fact that he was actually leaving out the house and walking away, and she pew-pewed him in the back of the head, that's not gonna hold up in court. That's the only thing that
I think everybody missing the whole thing with the mom. I don't think the mama give a fuck about what's going to be held up in court. The mama wanted to off anybody that was in her house. I don't think she give a fuck about none of that. Everybody that gets up here keeps saying,
Oh wait, hold on.
Where she deal with depression and severe depression.
Let me see if this is
Nobody
the video.
say she should get charged with manslaughter.
Yeah, I think she should get
and if it were left up
manslaughter.
to me, she shouldn't get charged at all. Because one thing for
If
certain,
it's
two
up to me,
things
I
for
think
sure.
she should get anger management.
They should put her into a program. Say what you want to say. I know.
Okay, I've got more of that video. 1 second here, guys. That's not the one I was looking for, but I got it here. This is new. Thank you, Kimchi, for the 6 jewels. Appreciate you, baby. Thank you so much. Very sweet of you.
it was from her cousin. They were saying that she had got arrested. At that time, nobody knew exactly what had happened. They just said she got arrested and they needed some money.
We already heard this.
Okay. He was able to come to the house and do everything. However, she had told him he got her cash. That's clearly because it takes about 15 depending. Got up under the bed. She talking. That's when she got the gun.
We already listened to that. Okay. I've got some text messages here.
I got the phone call. It was from her cousin.
That
they were saying that she had got arrested. At that time, nobody knew exactly what had happened.
Okay, there's my sound coming from. Okay. I want to show you this right here. That now some people are going really hard on Darius because he I'm not, well, I don't want to put, hold on 1 second, let me blur these faces out because they are children's. Give me 1 second, guys, because they are innocents. Alrighty. Make it let me see here. Okay. Here we go. Thank you so much, Louisiana. Thank you so much for the jewels, my dear. Really appreciate the support. All right. Thank you so much, dear. Justin, in my opinion, this mama was okay with letting the man have his child, his way with the child, as long as it was giving dollars and maybe watching the kids. I don't know. I've blacked the faces out here, but if you look right here, this is like Rodderius, allegedly Rodderius Morton, the victim, saying, text me, she's, ooh, my electric just flickered, guys. Text me, so pretty, new title. And that was 7/8. I'm assuming this year, July 8th, and this happened on the 16th. And this was new friend, new bond, 7/9. Now, again, you've got to remember, he's you know, I mean, he's a grown man by law, but mentally, you know, And people's got some really strong ass feelings here, right? Because let's see here. Now, I want to show you this. Give me a second. So I want to find something here. Okay. So this woman is saying that this is Darius's brother. I'll show it to you. Her name is Tanisha Gunn. Thank you, Miss Catherine. Really appreciate the support. Thank you so much, love. Truly, thank you so much. She says, what makes this so hard is knowing my little brother was mentally challenged. He was not the average 20 years old. He has always had a childlike mindset. That's why he barely talked or always to himself. Lord, I don't know what transpired these last few days before his life was taken, but here we are, lost, hurt, heartbroken, and left with so many unanswered questions. What I do know is Darius was not this monster people are claiming to be. He was a son, a brother, an uncle, a nephew, and a cousin that truly loved. And he loved his family unconditionally. I don't know how we're going to get through this, but as long as we, I'm assuming, got God and each other, we'll be all right. I love you, little brother. So let me find here. This whole situation is freaking sad and unfortunate. I'm just blown away after reading this affidavit. No way you was allowing him to leave. Just him in the back of his head. Damn, she says. Okay. And she's got a video here of I'm guessing that's Darius when he was younger or whatever. What makes this hard is knowing my little brother was mentally challenged. He was not the average. Was that same thing? Yeah, same thing she said there. Just let me refresh this. Mother taking money and getting him to watch the kids makes me wonder if she took advantage of his developmental impairment. Well, you know, the friend, and this is allegedly the friend of Kendra, Kiki, who allegedly, you know, that did this. She says that they've been in a relationship for the past 2 years, and she just wanted him to watch the 13-year-old and the 2 other kids in the house. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you so much, honey. Appreciate the support. It's very, very sweet of you. Really, very kind, my dear. Appreciate that very much. Special needs could greatly affect decision making. And this is the thing, you know, like, I think of Sebastian when, you know, like how he just wanted to have friends. And sometimes special needs people, like they're very shy with certain people, and like the internet is a way for them to feel like they can connect and get, you know, they're more likely to talk and stuff. And, you know, I don't know truly what level Darius was on, But clearly his special ed teacher has spoken out, and clearly something was going on there, right? So, I don't know. This poor young man, he was totally taken advantage of and lost his life of messing with trash, hoping to have a girlfriend probably. He'd been coming over there for 2 years. So sad. Yeah. Thank you, Summer Breeze. Thank you, Justin. This case is crazy. Good work. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. When I heard of this case today, I immediately went down the rabbit hole. I was like, oh, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because it just kept getting worse and worse. Thank you, Joanne. Joan, appreciate you, my dear. Thank you so much, love. Very kind to me. Thank you, Miss Catherine. Again, appreciate you guys. Very sweet. Thank you so much. Really sweet, my loves. Appreciate you. Was he still in school? Not that I'm aware of. Yeah. Right. And, and that's the thing too. The law is still the law, no matter what, right? It truly, if you unalive someone, and it's not self-defense, particularly, you go to prison for it. And it's pretty cut and dry. You're right. Also, what I think, again, if this friend is right, I think a contributing factor to this would be, it seems like Kendra could not get in the house, that she was locked outside. Maybe she didn't have the key or whatever, but if she was locked out of the house, and even though it is her house, and if she had the in her hand, that might cause a little bit of rift in the courtroom as well. Okay. So, one second. Got some more stuff here that we're going to go to. There is no just, it's just a fucked up situation, no matter what. It's a fucked up situation that this happened in the first place, that families are destroyed, and it's a effed up situation if the mom knew that this has been going on for 2 years. It's an effed up situation if the mom, sent him an Uber to come over to the house because she thought he had cash and got mad and did that. There's a lot of effed up situations here. Who was scanning them for release? Yes, depends on his functioning level, diagnosis, and IQ. And yeah, you're right. His high school level should have. Yeah, his special ed teacher has spoken out, right? I think at the very minimum, she shouldn't. I mean, she didn't have to him. He, I don't think he was you can say, well, yeah, he was doing this to the daughter. Yeah. It depends how much mom knew about it, in my opinion. If she knew about it for the last 2 years, no way in hell you should have done this. No way in hell you should have puked him. If the Uber thing, and she really didn't know him, he was still trying. Even if he was still trying to get away, you shouldn't have done that. You should have let the police handle it. You cannot turn back time, and truly one split-second decision can end a life. It can change your life and other people's lives forever.
Kendra Scott now faces multiple charges, including first-degree murder and employment of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. The man who was shot has now been identified as Rodderius Morton. According to police, Morton was invited by a child to the home and came in through the back door at 1 a.m. The arrest affidavit says when...
Now this says invited by the child, but again, the friend saying, no. Friend saying, Mama bought that Uber.
Kendra Scott came home, she was heard banging on the front door and yelling, "Who's at my house?" Once the child opened the door, Morton was found hiding under the child's bed. As Morton was leaving the house, both Scott and Morton went out to the front porch, and that's when the juvenile says she heard a gunshot. Morton was found shot in the back of the head.
I got real questions and I need real answers. Kendra Scott, I understand where you coming from, Kendra.
Damn, he scared the shit out of me. He scared the shit out of me when he did that. Wait, firing a pew-pew during a serious crime. What do you mean? What do you mean? Wait a second. What I miss?
Went out to the front porch, and that's when the juvenile says she heard a gunshot. Morton was found shot in the back of the head.
Did I miss something?
Identified as Rodderius Morton. According to police, Morton was invited by a child to the home and came in through the back door at 1 a.m. The arrest affidavit says when Kendra Scott came home, she was heard banging on the front door and yelling, "Who's at my house?" Once the child opened the door, Morton was found hiding under the child's bed. As Morton was leaving the house, both Scott and Morton went out to the front porch, and that's when the juvenile says she heard a gunshot. Morton was found shot in the back of the head. Scott now faces multiple charges, including first-degree murder and employment of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony.
Oh, it's during the dangerous. What is it? Hold on.
Including first-degree murder and employment of a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony.
Employment of a firearm. Let me see here. That is in specific Tennessee statute that penalizes activity using, displaying, or possessing a gun while committing a violent or high risk crime. It carries severe mandatory minimum prison sentences that must be served consecutively to an underlying crime. Separate offenses. The charge is commonly separate from the primary crime, such as robbery or assault. Employing versus possessing. Actively using or brandishing a pew-pew, employing it, carries a harsher mandatory minimum sentence than simply having it in one's possession during the crime. So, like, if it's in use of the crime, right? You used it with the crime as well. Statutory explicitly lists qualifying underlying crimes, which typically include unaliving, robbery, aggravated assault, carjacking, or major drug trafficking offenses. Yeah. This is absolutely crazy. She had to have known that he had mental issues if she met him. I mean, the way the friend makes it sound, he done been there, like a lot of times. 1 second here. They are at, hold on, let me find the address to this. I'll show you the house on Google. 3043. Watch this. $30, $43. Check this out. Is that 50-43 or 30-43? That might be 50-43. When was this taken? Is that the house? Give me 1 second so I can see which house it is. Wait. It's tan, it's got brick, and it's got that white on the side. Okay. It's got brick on the lower. Oh, I think this is it, yeah. Yep, that's it. Right there. 3041, and it's a duplex. Look at there. It's a duplex. Are there cameras inside the house? Well, she had to have some cameras, like a Ring doorbell or something. You know, it's kind of a rough neighborhood. This was April 2025 when this was taken. Right, so the neighbor called, and when they say the neighbor, I don't know if it's like the neighbor or the duplex neighbor, because this is 3041 and this is 3043, which is where they lived. And now the friend says she hardly ever worked. So, you know, it just makes you like wonder, like, you know, it's for sale. Yeah. I mean, there's some rough areas in Memphis. Rough areas. If the 13-year-old was special needs, or did she make her way to, well, no, I think she's got some. I have met parents that will try to use the system. We don't get checks. We work as we can. Yeah. I think they said she had some hearing difficulties and stuff. Looks small for a family. How many bedrooms? How many kids does she have? There's 3 kids, allegedly. Does the neighbor have cameras? It's so dark, you know, that doorway. You can tell there's 2 meters there as well, but she had to have some camera, allegedly. Right, or see, yeah. Well, I mean, she had to have a camera because she said the whole point was that she says, the mother says that she saw someone going into the back of her house, or going inside of her house. Now, the affidavit says that he snuck in the back of the house. So I'm assuming there's a back door there somewhere as well. 1 second here. We heard this. One second. Okay. Now, this is kind of... We listened to some of it, but I don't think I've heard some of this. Thank you, butterflies, for the flower. Appreciate you, baby. Really appreciate that. To me, if both sides of the family knew this, it's going to be bad. Second thing is, to me, if she wanted him to pay that light bill and she bought him an Uber, allegedly, and sent him over there, and she got there and she got pissed off because he lied to her, and she's like, I'm mad at you. I just bought you this Uber. You said you was bringing cash over. Bam. It just kept getting more heated and heated.
Friends like this, you damn sure don't need no motherfucking enemies.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all listen to the audio.
I got the phone call. It was from her cousin. They were saying that she had got arrested. At that time, nobody knew exactly what had happened. They just said she got arrested and they needed some bun money. At that point, I had cashed out $1,500. I'm thinking it's just for some DV shit with one of her niggas, which is typical normal shit, right? So then when I got the phone call back, they was like, oh, she didn't unalive the dude.
Yeah, it was supposed to be on a card, Catherine. Like the mom's supposed to have did it on her card, but she allegedly, from what the friend is saying, that's not a fact. I want to make that clear. She says they're alleging that Kendra is allegedly saying that this young Rodderius stole the card.
Her, I'm not gonna say her daughter's name. She's still of mine. I'm respect that. She unalived him. Okay, well the bitch ain't getting the bun, so everybody just held off till we heard more.
They add stuff up here. We haven't heard.
For one, it wasn't no sneaking in. She knew of their relationship. They had been dating going on 2 years.
Thank you, baby.
Okay, he was able to come to the house and do everything. However, she had told him he could no longer come over there because she wanted him to pay her light bill. He didn't have the money. So she told her daughter he cannot come over here no more until that motherfucker give her some money. Okay? She didn't steal her mama credit card. Her mama got him the Uber because she lied like he was finna bring her cash. That's all he had, cash. He wasn't able to cash out, Zelle, none of that. All he had was cash, right? However, that's why he made it there. She told him she was on the way home. He could be there when she's there so she can get the bread. That's why it's 30 minutes apart. It wasn't she was trying to sneak him in and get him there before the mama got home. No, he just arrived literally because it takes about 15, depending on if you can Cordova, it takes about 30 minutes for you to get back to that side of town. Okay, that's how long it took. She got there. He didn't have the money. That's when he ran. They get into an argument. He ran into her room, shut the door. He got up under the bed. She talking. That's when she got the gun, went in there and get the fuck out of my house, all this and that. He said a few words, turned around and walk out. That's when she did what she did. The reason why they're trying to get her for premeditated murder is because the daughter ended up showing the text messages where she said, if he come back to my house and ain't got my money, I'ma kill him.
Wow.
Yeah, she.
So it's not. Yes, the predator thing.
He should be in jail.
Be a thing. That's an issue. Yes, but however, the mama was condoning the shit that's been going on over
Yes,
here.
the mama needs to be in jail.
Nothing to her. We can't say nothing because that ain't our child. We can't do none of that. That ain't our business. However, we can say how that shit is disgusting, but if you allowing it, you are allowing it. She was allowing it because it was making her stay at home to watch the other kids. As far as her having a job and 2-3 jobs, Kiki ain't never held down no job. Yeah, she worked at Amazon. Her real name Kendra, but we call her Kiki. She worked odd jobs here and there, but bitch ain't never held down no job for real. Though she wasn't coming from overnight working, she was coming from her dual house to try to get the money for the light bill.
She's a hero though, right? A mom who was allowing a 20-year-old pedophile to lay up with her daughter
just as long as he gave her some money. Although I'm not surprised, this is a sad situation. And hopefully they give her life in jail.
Babysitter plus pay utility bill. Yeah, I mean, again, I think in this case, both things can be true, right? Like, he shouldn't have been doing that. Parents shouldn't have been condoning it, if that is the truth. Again, we still a lot more to come out. This is Kendra. Right there. Let's see what this is. Okay, I don't want the music. This is the mom.
Kill my baby. And shooting 20-year-old. Not kill my.
Okay. I was trying to see if I could find that. I was trying to see if somebody replayed it. This is the attorney.
The challenges I'm seeing are for the state in trying to go forward on first-degree murder charges. You've got a woman who is kind of living out your worst nightmare as a parent.
This is the first time your news leader is getting a look at Kendra Scott in person for her bond hearing. She was also ordered to stay away from the victim's family. Scott is charged with fatally shooting Rodderius Morton at her home along the 3000 block of Travis Road. She reportedly told investigators, quote, "I did what I had to do."
To expect anybody to be able to act in a cool, calm manner, premeditate any sort of action, is just unrealistic. I think even the best of us, the worst of us, any of us, would be acting irrationally given this set of circumstances.
Morton died from a gunshot wound to the back of his head. Investigators say he was allegedly invited to Scott's residence by a juvenile and entered through the back door at 1 a.m. Scott's attorneys say at this moment they are unsure if the state's new stand your ground law will play a part in this case as they await doorbell footage and an autopsy report.
I don't know enough about what led to the actual shooting. I don't know if there was a scuffle. I don't know if it was an accidental discharge. I just don't know.
The juvenile told police Scott previously told her if she saw a boy in the home, she would shoot him.
It's my understanding that Mrs. Scott did not know this person. And I don't know how they met. That's something we'll look into. My guess is that this was somebody who was looking for young people online, and he found a vulnerable 13-year-old.
Yes, media left out key facts initially. This is bad. And that's why people don't trust the media anymore. That's why people come to YouTube to get all of the facts, right? Like, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you, Lady Jane. Appreciate you very much.
And you know what happened next. The challenges.
So there's that. Let me see here. One second here. Looking for something here. Like, they've stopped reporting on this Memphis right after, like, literally 2 weeks ago is, like, from what I understand, other than Brian, probably myself. Wait a second. Yep, there's nothing from the big media. Oh, I'm sure they are. But I wish because everyone's got part 1 on there, but they don't have part 2. This is the family at the cemetery where they buried this young man. So there's that. 1 second here. What's this? Okay, here we go. Thank you for the chili, Kel. Thank you so much, love. Appreciate you very much.
Come on, baby. I don't wish this on nobody.
Who do you think the responsibility falls on in a case like this? This case out of Memphis, Tennessee, where 36-year-old Kendra Scott was charged in shooting 20-year-old Rodderius Morton. Now, reading through the arrest affidavit, and you may have to zoom in, it looks like Kendra's 13-year-old daughter invited Rodderius over around 1 a.m. Now, Kendra wasn't home, but was aware that somebody was snuck in. When she got home, banged on the door, got in the house, she realized Rodderius was hiding under the bed. Rodderius was found in the yard, supposedly shot on the porch. Rodderius' family's coming out and saying that he was mentally delayed and that he was very young-minded, saying that Kendra didn't even know how old Rodderius was, that she would have shot him anyway. One of Rodderius' special ed teachers came out with some thoughts of her own on him. His family said they're not trying to excuse his behavior if he knew that she was 13, but they're also saying that she could have easily lied about her age. However, on the other side of that, I've seen people point out some comments that he's left on other very young-looking girls' social media pages, specifically this one being Kendra's daughter. A woman publicly came out and said that she gave Kendra's daughter a ride home.
Thank you, my baby.
Okay. Nobody's got part 2 to that. I want to see part 2 really bad, but nobody's got part 2 of it anywhere. I would love to see that. It's bad, guys. Yeah, I hope we're gonna keep watching this and see where this goes. Wait, let me make sure I don't have anything else. 1 second here. Let me just make sure. Got that. Okay, we showed that. Ooh. I just noticed this. She said she was not coming from overnight work. She was coming from her dude's house to try to get the money. Listen to this.
Though she wasn't coming from overnight working, she was coming from her dude house to try to get the money.
There will come a payday.
Okay. Oh, shit. That's interesting. Was she coming from her dude's house to try to get the money? Thank you, my dear. Yes. So, it's only 9 o'clock right now. I may take a little break. We may come back. Oh, I need to show you this. I didn't show this part. When was this? American Crime Stories woman accused.
Scott is charged. This is the first time your news leader is getting a look at Kendra Scott in person for her bond hearing. She was also ordered to stay away from the victim's family. Scott is charged with fatally shooting Rodderius Morton at her home along the 3000 block of Travis Road. She reportedly told investigators, quote, "I did what I had to do."
To expect anybody to be able to act in a cool, calm manner, premeditate any sort of action, is just unrealistic. I think even the best of us, the worst of us, any of us, would be acting irrationally given this set of circumstances.
Morton died from a gunshot wound to the back of his head. Investigators say he was allegedly invited to Scott's residence by a juvenile and entered through the back door at 1 a.m. Scott's attorneys say at this moment they are unsure if the state's new stand your ground law will play a part in this case as they await doorbell footage and an autopsy report.
I don't know enough about what led to the actual shooting. I don't know if there was a scuffle. I don't know if it was an accidental discharge. I just don't know.
The juvenile told police Scott previously told her if she saw a boy in the home, she would shoot him.
It's my understanding that Ms. Scott did not know this person. And I don't know how they met. That's something we'll look into. My guess is that this was somebody who was looking for young people online, and he found a vulnerable 13-year-old, and you know what happened next.
Scott's next appearance in court will be August 3rd. We'll be sure to keep you updated both on air and online.
Okay. Want to show you this as well before I go. This is from his special ed teacher. I was his special ed teacher at Lester. I guess that's the school. He was so special to me. He tried so hard in school. I loved all my students, but Rod, that's what she called him, was my baby. I wish people knew him instead of calling him horrible names. We had a talk before he left to go to high school about girls. I told him to be careful because he would be so much older. I am so heartbroken. He was sweet, young, respectful man. So, you know, these things, like, you know, if you, Sebastian Rogers, he was 15 years old, and he was special needs as well. But I think, you know, he had some problems, right? That he didn't know the boundaries, if you will, in some cases. And it just makes me really sad, especially if both parents knew it, or one of the parents, some of the parents knew. Oh, there's this as well. Hold on. Oh, damn. News Nation picked it up. Let's get through this ad here. And we will play it. So there is, unfortunately, a new Florida House of Horrors that's coming out.
She found hiding under her daughter's bed. Her mother is now charged with first-degree murder. She's in jail tonight. 36-year-old Kendra Scott appeared in court today, where the judge set a $100,000 bond. According to court documents, Scott told police she did what she, quote, had to do when she found the man under her 13-year-old child's bed early Thursday morning. Now, police say they found the 20-year-old man dead from a gunshot wound to the back of his head on the front yard. He was unarmed. Now, the juvenile at the home allegedly told police that the man had been invited inside the home and entered through a back door around 1 a.m. So is there enough evidence for Scott to claim self-defense? We have Kendra Scott's defense attorney, Blake Ballin, joining us tonight. Blake, thank you so much for coming on. There's so many questions surrounding this story. First, I want to start with Kendra. Why does Kendra believe that an adult male was under her 13-year-old daughter's bed in the middle of the night?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me on. The answer to that question is pretty obvious, right? I mean, he's not under there inspecting the bed springs. I think we all know why he was there.
So Kendra does think there was, Kendra does know that the man was invited into the home.
What she knew at the time, I don't know. We have since learned that, but what she knew was that she got notification on her Ring camera that a man was in her home, and she knew that her 13-year-old daughter was in that home. When she got home, she found this man underneath her child's bed. Again, it doesn't take much of an imagination to know why this adult was at the home of a 13-year-old in the middle of the night.
Yeah. So it's been reported the man was shot in the back of the head. After he left the house, he was found on the porch of the home. Am I saying that correctly? Is that your understanding?
That's what I've been told, correct.
What does your client say happened on the porch? What do you believe to be the immediate threat at that point as the man was running out the door?
Well, first of all, I can't really tell you what she's told me. I can tell you that I haven't seen any evidence that he was running. The autopsy will tell us a little bit about parties were at the time that the firearm was shot. There are a couple different ways to look at this, right? I mean, was it self-defense or was it something else? The real question is, is this first-degree premeditated murder? And I think the answer is obviously not. So whether this is self-defense or not, that's one angle we'll be looking at. The other is this something like voluntary manslaughter, which is a lower form of homicide in Tennessee? And so we'll be focused on that as well.
It's been reported that your client had previously threatened to shoot any boy she ever found in the house. Now the charge here, like you mentioned, is first-degree murder, which on its face is probably surprising to a lot of people. I know it's ignited a lot of conversations just with my friends and the team here. Do you feel that prior threat is going to...
So someone just sent me something very interesting. It seems like she had a gifts and go for her, and it seems like she has 3 daughters. We know she has 3 kids, but so it's I don't know. It was, how much was it? A $20,000 goal. I don't have the date on it. Someone just sent me it, so it's interesting.
A legal hurdle for you in court.
No, I think people understand that. They understand that parents are protective of their children, and the idea, whether it's concrete or just something she's saying, that I'm going to harm somebody who's harming my children, I think it's something that resonates with people.
Has your client told you why her weapon was drawn when she entered her own home in the middle of the night?
Again, as far as what she's told me, I certainly can't divulge. But when you think about this from her perspective, right? It's the middle of the night. She has a ring camera that's indicated to her there's an adult in the home with her children. She's not going in there unarmed, right? I mean, she has the opportunity, the right to arm herself, and she did that wisely.
A neighbor says he saw your client on the front yard afterwards saying, I shot him. She was still holding the gun, allegedly. She later stated to police that she, quote, saw a dude under my kid's bed and I did what I had to do, end quote. It does not sound like someone who had any doubt that her actions were justified. Is that the sense you're still getting from her currently?
I think that, again, those of us who have children, those of us even who don't, can understand the situation that Ms. Scott was in. It's a situation where I don't think anybody could be asked to act rationally. I think any of us would be disturbed, angry, scared. I think the barrage of emotions caused her to do what she did. And I think that's something people understand.
Yeah, like I said, this has prompted a lot of conversations. I'm sure many people are discussing it around the dinner table as they watch me talk to you. I appreciate your time tonight. Blake Ballin, thank you again.
Losing weight with a GLP-1?
Okay.
It's as easy as riding with training wheels.
So there we have it. It's crazy, guys, crazy. I will be back. It is 9:17. I was working on my live stream to come back. I'll be back. Give me about 45 minutes, about 10 o'clock Eastern, and I'm going to set that live up. This new Florida House of Horrors. Wait till you see this. 4 have been charged. It's bad. Really bad. He's even struggling with dealing with his self. Yeah. We're going to stay... Well, that's the attorney, lady. Yeah, that's his attorney. That's her. Sorry, that's her attorney. That's her attorney. So he's going to argue what's good for her, right? He's the defense attorney. And so that's what he's going to argue. Of course you can't. So, all right, guys. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'll see you guys here in just a little bit. Much love, everyone. See you later. Bye-bye.